Okay, so picture it in your mind. You have like your favorite football player or your favorite basketball player or whatever famous celebrity that you have in your mind. You have them over for a week and you guys basically do whatever it is that you want. And they're eating your food, they're doing the things that you've always wanted to do with them, so on and so forth. If that happened to me, I'd be a nervous wreck the whole week and probably act like the guy, the fanboy in this film, because I wouldn't know what to do in that situation. So, just putting that out in the open. Hey guys, what's going on? It's Daniel Strunk from QuickTime Reactions, and the third and final film that I saw today was The Ballad of Wallis Island. This one stars Tim Key, Tom Baisden, and Carey Mulligan. And it tells the story of a rock star named Herb McGuire who is brought onto a private island to do a private gig for what he thinks is going to be like less than 100 people, but is actually just to one person. A man named Charles, who acquired some money, and that's how he was able to get Herb to come onto the island. Little does Herb know that his old partner, Neil Mortimer, she's also coming onto the island to perform the concert with them, or with him. Um, will things turn sour, and will he be able to perform this gig? Um, so, yeah, I did not know that this was based off of a short film. I believe the title of it is called The One and Only Herb McGuire at Wallis Island. It's a British short film, funny enough, directed by the same guy that directed this film, which is James Griffiths. And Baisden and Key both wrote the screenplay for this. And what I really like about the screenplay is that the artist, or the celebrity in this instance, Herb, like, he's very, like, we've all seen the story. He starts out being, a dick, but then he grows a heart. Um, but I also love that Charles is this, like, super, super fan. Like I said in the intro, if you had your favorite celebrity over at your house doing stuff for a week, like, you'd probably be acting the same way as he did uh in this movie, just like, talking over him, just like, geeking out and just fanboying all the time. Like, I'd certainly do that if one of my favorite wrestlers just happened to be at my house for a week and, I had to pass the time. I'd be awkward as hell. Um, and like I talked about in my wedding banquet review, is that the connection between those four main cast members in that movie has to be so well refined. And I think they did an amazing job. Here, it's even better than what it was in Wedding Banquet. Like, Key, Baisden, and Mulligan did an absolutely amazing job at balancing both seriousness but yet comedy at the exact same time. Like, when Herb and Neil were talking in the botanical, somewhat soundproof rehearsal area that Charles made for him, like, Herb's talking about, like, there's still a spark between us, and Nell's like, that that was years ago. That was just in our work. And Herb's like, no, it's still there now, even though Nell is married to somebody else, and she's pregnant as well. Um, and I love the dynamic between all three of the cast members, because to me, it almost felt like you could have almost put this as a stage play, almost kind of like, even though it's not in the same vein, I would say it was more closely similar to um, The Whale in an instance. Like The Whale was, a stage play that went to a movie, and this certainly felt like it could be translated onto the stage, and I think it would still be very much impactful. Also, I want to give a huge shout out to Tom Basden, who wrote all of the songs that were featured in this movie. All of them were written by him, which is absolutely incredible. Like, the man has a talent for not only A, writing songs, but B, performing them. He did a really good job at um, performing those songs and playing the guitar. Like, absolutely amazing. Tim Key also did a really good job of playing, you know, the super fan, trying to, start a casual conversation with, someone that he's idolized for, most of his life, and is just trying to find a good entry point into a conversation. Um, I think he played that role absolutely amazingly. Carey Mulligan playing, the person that's kind of moved past, her past, and, has a life now um, that she can, point to and say, "Hey, I'm doing this now, and look at me now. I don't have to, fall back to this." And I really appreciated the dynamic between the three mains, and then, like I said, the score, all the music, really really good. Direction was really really good. The cinematography was also gorgeous. Like, you can take still images of most of the shots in this movie, and you can just hang them on your wall. Even with the person in frame, you can still hang that up on your wall, and it's beautiful. So yeah, Ballad of Wallis Island is a really good movie. Um, is it going to win awards? Probably not, but it's really, really solid and has a really solid emotional core. It's just a solid film all around. If you guys have the time to check it out, it's under 2 hours. And if it's playing near you, I definitely recommend you go check that out. But yeah, that is basically the end of my long day of watching movies. And now I have to rest up because it's WrestleMania tomorrow and Sunday. So I want to wish you guys all a happy Easter. And I will see you guys tomorrow for Mania 41 Night 1 coverage. But until then, guys, be safe out there, and I'll catch you next time.